Okay, today, Unit 15 of English Vocabulary in Use, the advanced book, Birth and Death.
Okay.
Let's get to it. From cradle to grave.
From cradle to grave, yeah. At the beginning, pregnancy is the 9-month period when a woman is expecting a baby. It begins with معنیشو همینجا بگم سیما یا اینکه
However you like. It makes no difference.
Okay. Pregnancy means it doesn't there isn't any meaning for pregnancy, but we can see in number 1 adjective of pregnancy is pregnant.
But the meaning is given in the paragraph itself. Pregnancy is the 9-month period when a woman is expecting a baby. Exactly. That is the meaning. So pregnancy is the noun and pregnant is the adjective.
Adjective, yeah.
And we use become or get as verbs to use with this adjective, to become or to get pregnant.
Okay, let me write it. Get pregnant.
To become or get pregnant. Become is a little bit more formal than get. Get or become pregnant. So pregnancy is the 9-month period when a woman is expecting a baby.
It begins with conception, when the mother's egg is fertilized and an embryo implants in the mother's womb or uterus.
Uterus. Yeah.
Okay.
So it begins with conception. What is the meaning of conception?
I didn't know that meaning of conception. I just heard another meaning of conception.
Formation of an idea. To think of an idea. That is one of the meanings of this word, conception. It has the word concept in it. Concept, conception, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But here it means the formation of egg, which is the mixture of the sperm and egg. Yeah. Conception
means time when sperm and egg meet and a baby starts to form.
When the mother's egg is fertilized
means made to start developing into new life.
In Persian we say بارور شدن, right? When the mother's egg is fertilized and an embryo.
Okay, what's my word? Embryo. Embryo means developing baby.
Normally in the early stages we call it embryo. When it is more than 8 weeks, people call it fetus, right? But in early stages, like earlier than 8 weeks, they call it embryo. But in Persian, no matter, they call it janin.
Yeah.
But in English there is difference.
Okay, I thought fetus has the same meaning, no?
They refer to the same thing, but as I said, fetus is when the embryo has developed embryo. into what stages?
مثلا جنین 4 ماهه مثلا.
Yeah. After 8 weeks they call it fetus.
جنین بیشتر از 8 weeks. Okay.
When an embryo implants in the mother's womb or uterus. Implant,
it was interesting for me. It means fixes itself. We heard implant a lot of time about the tooth.
Yeah, but here is another meaning of implant. Implant.
I think it has the same meaning, yeah, kind of same meaning. کاشتن نمیشه.
یا کاشتن و کاشته شدن، یکیش فاعل داره، یکیش بدون مفعول، یکیش مفعول داره.
Okay.
Right? Embryo implants in the mother's womb or uterus. Uterus is more a technical term for the word womb. And what does it mean?
It means organ inside the mother where the fertilized egg develops into a baby. Uterus is a more medical word than womb.
Womb. B is silent. We do not pronounce it. Organ inside the mother where the fertilized egg develops into a baby. Womb or uterus. Okay? Continue, please.
Most mothers conceive naturally. Conceive naturally, but some are helped by fertility drugs or other procedures such as IVF.
Most mothers conceive naturally. Conceive
means become pregnant.
Naturally, but some are helped by fertility drugs. Fertility drugs?
Drugs that help a woman to become pregnant.
Fertility drugs or other procedures. Procedure here can mean method, other methods, other ways, such as IVF.
IVF means in vitro fertilization, process that fertilizes a woman's egg in a laboratory.
American is laboratory, but British people pronounce it laboratory.
Laboratory.
Yeah.
Babies born this way are sometimes referred to as test tube babies.
IVF is the abbreviation for in vitro fertilization. Pay attention that fertilization is American and fertilization is British, but no big difference between them. So in vitro is a Latin word and it means outside, something that happens outside of a living body, okay? It's the opposite of what was the pronunciation? In utero. In utero means outside the uterus. In utero. U-T-E-R-O.
In
utero.
Okay, U-T.
E-R-O.
Oh, okay.
So in vitro fertilization, a process that fertilizes a woman's egg in a laboratory. Babies born this way are sometimes referred to as test tube babies. So fertilization happens outside the living body of the mother in vitro. So that is the meaning of in vitro, IVF. Continue, please, if, of course, you don't have any questions up until here.
No. That's okay. Okay, now as the fetus grows, it is fed through the mother's placenta.
Placenta.
Fetus means what the embryo developing in the uterus born to uterus is known as from 8 weeks onward.
See, from 8 weeks onward. Yeah. Fetus has another spelling without O. That is also a common spelling. So if you see it somewhere, do not, confuse it with other word. As the fetus grows, it is fed through the mother's placenta. Placenta
means organ connecting the developing baby to the mother and giving it food.
Organ. It is organ. Organ connecting the developing baby to the mother and giving it food. There is a synonym for it: afterbirth. Afterbirth. Is a synonym of placenta. Afterbirth.
I don't know.
What? Milk. You don't know?
Yeah,
No. جفت.
چرا میگی بعد از چیز براش سینونیم داریم؟ جفت من میفهمیدم این جفته.
No, after birth خودش synonyme. The word after birth is the synonym for placenta. Yeah.
من فکر کردم داری اول سوال گفتم یا خدا چیزی نداریم دیگه، اون جفته. گفتم دیگه چی بیرونه که واسه سینونیم داشته باشیم. After birth.
آره. All one word.
به همین چه خیلی جالب بود.
Okay. After 40 weeks,
the mother usually goes into labor. این labor هم برام خیلی جالب بود.
Go into labor.
Yeah, it means goes into the last stage of pregnancy where the womb starts the process of pushing the baby out of the body.
Go into labor. Okay.
If this doesn't happen naturally, she may be induced by begin.
British people pronounce it induce. Americans induce.
Okay, I'm kind of British people.
No, come to America. See, you're close to America. Do not betray your neighbor.
نه به خاطر تلفظم میگم.
I know. I mean, yeah. Induce. Have you watched the series The Handmaid's Tale?
No.
No? I learned this word induce in that series. When the baby didn't come out naturally and they induced it. Yeah. Induce.
Induce.
What does it mean?
Be helped medically to start the process of labor. The noun is induction.
Exactly.
Its noun is induction. Usually a mother is helped to give birth by a midwife. Midwife, person medically trained to help women when they are giving birth. In Persian we say mama midwife.
Exactly. Or students who study midwifery, the major is midwifery. For example, one of my friends is a midwifery student. She's being trained to become a midwife. Give birth means to have her baby, right? The meaning is crystal clear, but you know, again, we should be careful how to use these words together. Usually a mother is helped to give birth by a midwife. Sometimes a surgeon is needed to deliver the baby by cesarean section. To deliver
means help the mother to give birth. Its noun is delivery. Delivery.
And cesarean section,
operation in which the mother's abdomen and womb are cut open to allow the baby to be removed.
Operation in which the mother's abdomen, it means the area around her stomach, and the womb are cut open to allow the baby to be removed. Okay, any questions?
No.
So I've already mentioned all of the notes that I had written here. What about language help? Would you please read that part too?
Expect, when it means expect a baby, is only used in the continuous form. Example, Helena and her sister are both expecting.
You know the reason? Because, you know, we use the present continuous form or other progressive forms for temporary situations. So pregnancy is a temporary situation, right?
Yeah.
That's why we use it with present continuous. She is expecting a baby.
But in other situations, we can't use expect with ing, yeah?
Depending on the meaning. On the meaning, we can. Part B, at the end.
At the end, more and more people these days are living to a ripe old age. Ripe old age means living well into old age, usually used in the phrase to live to a ripe old age.
I think this is a catchy one. You can keep and you can memorize it easily because of the word ripe. For example, when a fruit is ripe, it is ready to eat,
Yeah.
right? So when you are old, you're ripe to live to a ripe old age.
جالب بود. Okay, my aunt, for example, that's my late father's sister, is 93.
My aunt, again, British people, aunt, Americans mostly aunt.
And and
My aunt, that's my late father's sister. Sorry,
what about pronunciation of animal aunt? مثل همین میشه اونور؟
Animal?
مورچه.
Aunt, yeah, the same. Aunt.
Okay.
Okay. My late father's sister. What does late mean here?
Now dead. I can't understand exactly what is meaning. What does it mean?
I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means. It means that her dad is not alive anymore. He has passed away. They use this a lot. For example, imagine I'm married. Yeah, somehow. Imagine I'm married, but my husband dies. And when after his death, I talk about him and I want to refer to him, I say my late husband. Yeah.
Okay. قشنگ بود.
My aunt, for example, that's my late father's sister, is 93. She's been
a pensioner for more years than she worked.
You remember this word, pensioner, from the word pension?
Yeah, I remember. Pensioner means elderly person. Elderly person receiving an old age pension from the state.
Exactly, from the government. State here means the government, yeah? She's been a pensioner for more years than she worked.
She lives in a sheltered accommodation, but she's not at all doddery or gaga.
Gaga, exactly. She lives in sheltered accommodation, but she's not at all doddery or gaga. Sheltered accommodation.
Sheltered accommodation means special housing, usually for old people.
Housing, special housing.
Special housing, usually for old people. Workers, staff also live.
Kind of old people's home.
Yeah.
Kind of. But she's not at all doddery. Doddery or doddering. You can also see it with ing. Doddery or doddering. Both refer to same thing. And it means?
Weak and unable to walk well, usually because of old age.
And gaga?
Gaga means unable to think clearly because of old age.
Very good. She's lucky. Number 6, unable to think clearly because of old age, informal and offensive.
Yeah. Okay, now she's lucky still to have all her wits about her because a lot of elderly people develop dementia.
Yeah, develop dementia. Pay attention to the collocation. So she is lucky still to have all her wits about her.
Is still able to think and react quickly.
You remember the word witty that we had in previous units?
No.
Something, for example, someone who is witty is able to write or say some smart and amusing things. Yeah.
Kind of wise people?
Not sharp and wise.
Sharp.
Yeah. Have all her wits about her means still can react quickly.
Dementia means an
Mm-hmm.
illness that causes problems with memory loss.
Another name for dementia is the Alzheimer's disease.
Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's disease, yeah, developed dementia. And the full name, I think, is senile dementia. Senile. Senile, dementia. Senile dementia, or the Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's, Alzheimer's disease. I think it looks like a German word. Alzheimer's disease. Yeah.
Chivor?
A German. It looks like a German word.
I don't know. Okay. Funerals are changing a lot too. I went to one recently where there was a coffin in the colors
Coffin.
in the colors of the dead man's football team.
Coffin?
Coffin means box where the dead person is put.
And at the wake.
And at the wake, his sister told me she'd put it in her will that her own ashes are to be sent up in a rocket.
So, and at the wake, what is the meaning of wake here as a noun?
Wake means gathering of family and friends after a funeral.
Funeral. It can also be before the funeral, especially the night before burying the dead person. Yeah, at the wake. In Persian, I think we say شام غریبان or something at the wake.
I think نمیدونم بلش کن حرف نزنم بهتر. اگه میخواستم بگم شام غریبان شب قبلشه. بعد گفتم وقتی مطمئن نیست شب بعدشه. ولی
آره راست میگی. منم به شک افتادم.
آره بازش نکنیم.
اوکی. آره راست میگی. بعد اینکه به خاک سپردن هست شام غریبان.
آره شب رو میگن شام غریبان. و اینکه یه سوال از تو دارم. ویک فکر میکنی از همون بیداری میاد؟
Yeah. اصلا تو تعریف in the definition of the word wake, it says that in the night before burying the dead, usually, to watch the dead body, to watch over him or her. Yeah, wake. It comes from the word, being awake. Yeah. At the wake, his sister told me she'd put it in her will.
Will means legal documents saying what
legal
documents saying what is to happen to your possessions after your death.
That her own ashes
remains of a body after cremation.
Cremation, yeah. The act of cremating, yeah, to burn dead body, especially as a part of a religious ceremony.
Yeah. Okay.
Are to be sent up in a rocket. Funerals now.
Funerals now are often more about celebrating a person's life rather than just about mourning.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mourning means expressing sadness after someone's death. The mourners have been bereaved.
It means they have lost somebody. Bereaved. Bereaved means to lose somebody, so they have been bereaved. The passive form means they have lost somebody. Okay?
As for me, I think I prefer an ordinary cremation. It means a service at a place called a crematorium.
Crematorium?
crematorium, where a dead body is burned, as opposed to a burial where the body is buried in the ground. Continue, Conan.
Yes, please.
Okay. But then I quite like to have my ashes scattered.
But then I'd quite like
to have my ashes scattered at sea, as I love sailing.
As here means because, since. But then I'd quite like to have my ashes scattered at sea, as I love sailing. Any questions?
No. Let me tell the meaning of scatter.
Please.
Means spread around.
Spread. To spread around, exactly. Scatter. Okay, thank you so much. I think, again, just like Unit 8, this is a bit of heavy one. Are there many new words for you in this unit?
Yeah, there were a lot of new words that I've never seen.
Okay. Yeah. Part C. Death in different registers.
Yeah.
What is the meaning of register here? Contexts.
Context. Yeah.
Death in different contexts, like in legal context, formal, informal, newspaper, etc. In different registers. So it's a noun here, register.
Okay. Expressions of maybe sympathy.
Sympathy.
Expressions of sympathy. Please accept my condolences.
Condolences.
I was so sorry to hear or learn of your loss.
So if somebody has lost somebody and you want to express your sympathy, you want to sympathize with them, you say, please accept my condolences, or I was so sorry to hear or learn of your loss. Euphemisms.
Euphemisms.
Euphemism means an indirect word for another word. So euphemisms for to die. Die is a more, has a kind of negative connotation, right? So if you want to refer to it as in an indirect way, you use these three verbs. What are they?
Okay. To pass away, to pass on, to pass over.
To pass away, to pass on, and to pass over, which the first one, to pass away, is more common than the other two.
Yeah.
So euphemisms. Very informal expressions for being close to death.
Close to death. To be at death.
We had this rule earlier in the word months. Do you remember that when th is pronounced like th, and there is the word, there is some sound s right after it, we pronounce th like t. Deaths.
Death's door. Okay. To be at death's door, to be on your last legs. Now, often used about to be on your last legs, often used about machines. Example, my laptop's on its last legs.
Very good. And legal words. No, newspaper words.
Yeah.
See,
newspaper words.
Death in different registers, different contexts. Newspaper now.
Okay. Fatalities. Yeah.
Fatalities.
Fatalities means dead people. Perished means died. Slaughtered means violently killed.
We hear this a lot in movies. Slaughter.
Slaughter.
Like the synonym can be the word butcher. A lot of people were butchered.
Butcher.
Slaughtered. سلاخی شدن. Yeah.
دیگه سلاخی رو گفتی وایسا چیز کنم اینو بنویسم. Slaughtered.
Butcher, or you can also use the verb massacre. Massacre. قتل عام. M-A-S-S-A-C-R-E. Massacre.
قتل عام.
Yep.
Okay. Now legal. Legal. Okay, legal words. Deceased. گفتیم اگر که بعدش وایل بودش میگیم دی. درسته؟
آره, just like the title of part B at the end. But the deceased.
The deceased means
deceased. Both of them are se.
Okay. The deceased means the dead person. To be bequeath means to leave something in a will. Nounش bequest هستش.
Bequest, exactly.
Bequest. To inherit means to inherit, pardon. To receive something from someone who has died. Noun and inheritance.
Inheritance, exactly.
Yeah. To die intestate means without having made a will.
Without having made a will. Wow. Exactly. To die intestate. Intestate is an adjective. We will, see how it is used in the exercises. Any questions?
No, thank you.
37 minutes. Now, let's go through the exercises. Today, I think my best friend who has been helping us lately in doing the exercises is absent. She has gone somewhere else, but we have Mr. Qaheri with us, so let's do the exercises quickly. Number 1, complete these sentences with words from A opposite.
Okay. ببخشید من موبایلم گذاشتم این گوشه یه ذره خارج میشم از تصویر معذرت میخوام.
It's okay.
Okay, complete these sentences with words from A opposite. Okay, if Liz doesn't blah 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 soon, she's going to ask her doctor for a fertility test. If Liz doesn't conceive soon, doesn't get or become pregnant soon. If Liz doesn't conceive soon, she's going to ask her doctor for a fertility test. Thank you. Number 2. Karen went into blah 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 at midnight and gave blah 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 only 4 hours later. Karen went into
this name is pronounced Karen.
Karen went into labor at midnight and gave birth only 4 hours later.
Exactly. Karen went into labor at midnight and gave birth only 4 hours later. Thank you so much. Number 3.
Number 3. Did Amy have a natural something or a something section? And did Amy have a natural delivery or a cesarean section?
Exactly. Cesarean.
Okay.
Did Amy, see, we link those words together. Did Amy have a natural delivery or a cesarean section?
Number 4. The blah 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 provides the baby growing in the mother's something with all the food it needs. The placenta provides the baby growing in the mother's womb or
uterus.
Yeah, womb with all the food it needs.
So the placenta or the afterbirth provides the baby growing in the mother's womb or uterus with all the food it needs. Number 5.
The first test, blah, 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 baby was born in 1978.
1978. 1978.
Okay, 1978.
The first test
tube.
The first test tube baby was born in 1978. Again, tube, American tube or tube, British. Okay.
As well as helping with the birth, a trained something usually visits the mother before and after the birth to check that everything is going well. As well as helping with the birth, a trained midwife. Midwife usually visits the mother before and after the birth to check that everything is going well.
Exactly. As well as, again, we have this, connecting device. As well as helping with the birth, a trained midwife usually visits the mother before and after the birth to check that everything is going well. Thank you.
Number 7, Layla's blah blah blah, a baby. It's due in the middle of October. Layla's expecting a baby. It's due in the middle of October.
Yeah, Layla is expecting a baby. It's due in the middle of October. Again, this is really common. It's due. The baby is due, for example, in October. The baby is due in September. It means its mother will give birth to it in that time, in that day, on that date. Okay.
Okay. Now the last one. During the 9 months of pregnancy.
Exactly.
The baby developing inside the mother is often referred to as a fetus.
Exactly. During the 9 months of pregnancy, the baby developing inside the mother is often referred to as a fetus. Thank you so much. Number 2, exercise 2.
Correct these sentences which use the vocabulary in B and C. Okay. The whole country is in mourning after the president's death. صدای من خوبه؟
Yeah.
Okay. The whole country is in mourning.
Morning. Both of them are pronounced the same, but the spelling is different. They're homophones. Morning.
Okay, yeah, M-O-U-R-N-I-N.
Exactly. In grief, another synonym would be the word grief.
Grief.
G-R-I-E-F. And the verb form of grief is grieve, to grieve.
Okay, number 2, I like my dust gathered in my favorite forest. My dust
forest, yeah.
ببین نه بگیم my dust که نمیشه، میشه همون ashes.
Exactly. My ashes, I'd like my ashes scattered in my favorite forest.
گرد خاک من.
Yeah, it's silly.
خیلی خوب گفته. Okay, my extinct grandfather was...
Again, this is so funny. My extinct grandfather.
I don't know the meaning of extinct.
چیز دیگه منقرض شده.
My extinct grandfather was a shepherd all his life. my last grandfather. درست میگم.
Late.
Late. Last.
Yeah. My late grandfather was a shepherd all his life. Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid her elderly stepmother has just passed off. میدونی چه بعد passed off نمیگیم. Passed away.
Uh-huh. Try to speak in English, Malika. We do not say passed off. We say pass away.
We don't say passed off. We say passed away.
Or
okay.
pass over, pass on, but not pass off. So I'm afraid. What is the meaning of I'm afraid here?
I'm afraid her elderly stepmother has just passed. خب همون I'm afraid میشه دیگه. ناراحتم نگرانم.
I'm sorry. It means I'm sorry. I'm afraid her elderly stepmother has just passed away.
آره ناراحت هم میشه. نگرانم نمیشه. ناراحت هم میشه. Number 5, my car is on its last leg. My car is on its بس باید بگم چی میشه. Last legs.
Exactly. We just need to make the plural form. Legs.
Yeah. Number 6. My father inherited me his gold watch in his will. Inherited, no, bequeathed.
So my father bequeathed me his gold watch in his will. Number 7.
Miss Wilson seems to have
Mrs.
Wilson seems to have been at death's window for years.
Death's window or
no, Baba, death's door.
Yeah, death's door. Mrs. Wilson seems to have been at death's door for years.
Yeah. For years. Over 2,000 people were perished in the earthquake. Over 2,000 people perished.
Yeah, over. We just need to omit the word were because this is not a passive sentence. It's an active one. Over 2,000 people perished in the earthquake. So perish is a verb here, okay? And it's the past tense. We add ed. Perished in the earthquake. Again, see the earthquake. Yeah, see, perished as an adjective also means very cold. For example, we were perished. There was no fire, for example, and we were perished. We were cold. And again, after you die, your body becomes very cold. You can, make some associations with the meaning that way. Okay.
Number 9, it was amazing. There were no fatalities when the bridge collapsed. It's not fertilities, it's fatalities.
Fatalities,
yeah.
Fatalities. Exactly. It was amazing. There were no fatalities when the bridge collapsed. And number 10.
My aunt left me a request of 500 pounds in her will.
500 pounds.
500 pounds in her will. Request, no, bequest.
Exactly. My aunt left me a bequest of 5,000 pounds in her will. Thank you so much. Now turning to exercise 3. Write sentences with the same meanings, using the word in brackets or parentheses and making any appropriate changes. Number 1.
Both my sisters are pregnant at the moment.
So how do we say it with the word expect?
Okay, both my sisters are expecting at the moment.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Number 2.
Twins were born to Shona Harrison last Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have to use birth. Shona Harrison gave birth to twins last Monday.
Exactly. Shona Harrison gave birth to twins last Monday. Number 3.
She has been taking medication to help her conceive. Fertility, okay, she has been taking fertility drugs to
To
help her
help her conceive.
conceive.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. 4.
All my grandparents lived to their 80s or 90s. 90s, okay. Ripe, let me tell you, okay. All my grandparents lived to a ripe old age.
Exactly. All my grandparents lived to a ripe old age. Mm-hmm.
Now, number 5. My neighbor is 90, but she is still very mentally alert.
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 Mm-hmm.
Wits, okay, my neighbor is 90, but she still has all her wits about her.
Exactly. Thank you.
Number 6, unfortunately, the deceased
Deceased. Yeah.
died intestate. Okay, unfortunately, the deceased died without leaving a will.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Number 7.
John bequeathed
Bequeathed.
bequeathed به خدا خیلی سخته این bequeathed 1000
I
pound.
understand.
خدایی هیچ شباهت به
All
bequeathed نه.
French, all French teachers make fun of English pronunciation, you know. English teachers claim about the difficult pronunciation in French, like the sounds u, or all those r and je sounds. But on the other hand, I know that it's difficult for French tutors as well. All these the, and
Yeah,
etc.
exactly.
So on.
توی as you know, in French language we don't pronounce H, so we don't have the sound like like
Mm,
this. Yeah,
yeah.
we ignore the H and we say T.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but in حالا این اصلا دیگه نه یه جوریه.
Bequeathed.
Bequeathed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bequeathed 1,000 pounds to each of his 3 nephews. Inherit.
Mm-hmm.
John's 3 nephews each inherited 1,000 pounds from him.
Can you repeat that, please? I just lost you for a second.
Yeah. John's 3 nephews each inherited 1,000 pounds from him.
1,000 pounds from him, exactly. Inherited 1,000 pounds from him. And number 8.
I was so sorry to hear of your loss, and we have to use condolences. Please accept my condolences.
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 Exactly. Please accept my condolences. Just 6 minutes left. Number 4.
Okay, choose words or expressions from the box to complete these texts.
The day in review. Yesterday.
کدوم تکست؟ Okay. Yesterday. ببین این اتان یه دقیقه صبر کن. میارم یه ذره پایین. این کلا نصف از صفحه موبایل آره.
Yes. There are just 4 blank spaces.
Okay. Yesterday was indeed a black day for our country. 25 people something in an earthquake. 25 people perished, perished,
Perished.
perished.
You
In
just
an
keep pronouncing it, perish, and I'm doubting. I'm starting to doubt myself. Let me just double check the pronunciation of this word. Yeah, it's perish.
من
Yeah,
آی
perish.
بابا به من کاری نداشته باش.
No, students do that very often to me. That's one of the
I
negative
know.
sides of teaching. They just keep
Yeah.
mispronouncing a word that I start to doubt myself.
Yeah, I know. Okay, 5 more people were blah 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 in a terrorist bomb attack, and there were 10 road accidents. Blah blah blah. وایسا.
Mhm.
5 more people چیز شدن. 5 more people were slaughtered.
Or butchered. Yeah,
Or
slaughtered or butchered in a terrorist bomb attack.
A bomb attack, and there were 10 road accident fatalities.
Fatalities, exactly.
Yeah. Among the blah 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 was one of our most popular young politicians. Among the deceased,
Deceased. Uh-huh.
Deceased was one of our most popular young politicians.
So, thank you. Yesterday was indeed a black day for our country. 25 people perished in an earthquake. 5 more people were slaughtered or were butchered in a terrorist bomb attack. And there were 10 road accident fatalities. There were 10 road accident fatalities. Among the deceased was one of our most popular young politicians. The next part, Charles Smith.
Charles Smith, I'm very sad to have to tell you that my grandfather, blah, 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 last month, my grandfather passed away. He retired 20 years ago, so he had been a blah, blah, blah for some years. Pensioners.
Pensioner.
Pensioner. Yeah, person. Pensioner. He had considerable saving and blah blah blah. Each of his grandchildren quite.
I just lost you. Quite, yeah. Inherited.
Quite a large sum of money. He had considerable saving and bequeathed. اصلا نمیخوام دیگه اینو تکرار کنم. Bequeathed each of his grandchildren quite a large sum of money. Correct?
I'd love
to spend the money I blah blah on something really special. I love to spend the money I inherited on something really special.
He also
left a very large bequest to the university where he worked for most of his life.
Exactly. Thank you so much. So I'm very sad to have to tell you that my grandfather passed away last month. He retired 20 years ago, so he had been a pensioner for some years. He had considerable savings and bequeathed each of his grandchildren quite a large sum of money. I'd love to spend the money that I inherited on something really special. He also left a very large bequest to the university where he worked for most of his life. Done. Thank you so much. I'm happy that we don't need to start another live.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Next session, Unit 16.
Okay.